Happy Reclamation Day, everyone! It's the final render here. How are you doing? I hope you're all okay, enjoying 76. Now the game is officially out for everybody to play. We've obviously been playing it along the beta, but now everybody can play, which is fantastic. So why don't I celebrate Reclamation Day by bringing a video showing you guys how to do one of the coolest things inside Fallout 76. We've obviously done lots of videos in 76 already, but this is something which I've been very curious about, and I never had the time to do it until now because we obviously had very limited time in the beta. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to join the Enclave. The Enclave is the government faction of the game, or what used to be the old United States government, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It takes quite a long time, it's quite complicated, and there's a lot of steps to it. But obviously guys, spoiler warning, this is typically late game stuff, and discovering the Enclave actually is very cool. So if you don't want to have it spoiled and how you do it, turn away now. But if you want to see, watch this video now. So in order to start your quest to join the Enclave, you'll have to go to the abandoned waste dump deep at the far east end of the mire. It can be a dangerous location. I do very highly recommend you go and grab your power armor in order to go there, and you can find the abandoned waste dump right here on the map. And once you have found the abandoned waste dump, you will have to enter the cavern at the location. And this cavern is where you can find the body of an Enclave soldier who will have the information to get to the Enclave bunker. Now, in order to find his body, you will have to pretty much hug the entire left-hand side of the cavern. However, be warned, there are 2 death claws in here, and they will try to eat you, so make sure you either deal with them when you start, or be careful to not be seen by them. The holotape on the Enclave soldier's body will inform you that in order to access the elevator, which you can find in the cavern in order to progress the quest, you will need to find a bypass holotape that is lost somewhere in the cavern. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the secure access panel in order to turn on the elevator. And in order to find that holotape, you will have to go to one of the Deathclaw nests where you can find the holotape buried inside all the rubble of the nest. And then once you have got that holotape, stand inside the elevator and then play the holotape so the elevator will recognize the sound and then activate the controls for you. Once you have gone down the elevator, you will find yourself in the remnants of a pre-war bunker, and you will have to bypass a laser grid in order to carry on with the quest. And the way to do this is to go up to the security room on the 3rd floor. There are 3 stories to this location, and you will have to activate a terminal. And you can do this by either having a level 3 hacking skill or by running the override procedure. And the override procedure will mean you will have to go and activate various objects throughout the bunker in order to reinstate the security protocols on the laser grid. And in order to do this, you will have to flip a conduit breaker just above some air vents. You will have to flip its circuit breaker in a laundry room, and you will have to turn an air valve on a pipe connected to the ceiling. Once that is done, you will be able to scan your handprint in front of the laser grid, and you will be given access into the next part of the bunker. Once you pass through the laser grid, you will find yourself in an office where there is an awful lot of stuff going on with lots of lore to read and a little bit of a mystery to unsolve. However, there is a keypad on one of the walls, and you will need to find the code in order to activate this keypad. And there are various documents hidden around the office that will allow you to get hints as to what the code may be. I personally found the answer hidden inside the terminal. However, you can also find documents inside the filing cabinets as well. I don't know if the code is random or not, or if it's the same one every time, but go ahead and search for terminals and search for the actual filing cabinets in order to get all the codes and try them. Once you have found the correct code, you'll be able to interact with a painting on the wall, and behind the painting on the wall, you will find an access card to the bunker beneath the White Spring Hotel. The White Springs bunker is just south of the main White Springs resort, and you should be able to go in no problems now. You have the key card, just swipe it into the ID card reader, and you'll be given access through the security door and through the laser grid up ahead. You'll be able to follow the path all the way down to the bunker beneath, whilst being greeted by the Enclave's AI, Modus. It is very apparent that the bunker beneath the White Springs Resort is built by the same architects, or at least designed by the same architects from Vault-Tec, and the interior of the bunker is fully manned by a full robotic staff and has been very well preserved and actually is in very good condition. Modus will actually talk you through the entire procedure of walking through the bunker in order to get signed up with the Enclave. And there will be certain things you need to do before you can actually become a fully fledged member. You'll have to go through some decontamination arches, have a photo of yourself taken in front of a camera for their records, and you will also have to go ahead and get yourself some very nice urban operative under armor. It looks very nice, and this will serve as the basis for your future Enclave armor, hopefully. After that, you'll get to meet Modus himself, or itself as I probably should say, for Modus is an AI system that the Enclave uses. And Modus will give you a little bit of history about the Enclave and kind of tell you about how they kind of run things around here and how they've maintained the bunker for a very long time. And in order to join the Enclave after that, you will need to complete a questionnaire. And this questionnaire will ask you various questions on American history, your profession, and everything like that. Although Modus actually does tell you the test isn't necessarily important, so don't worry if you got all the questions wrong, like I most likely did. Modus will now give you the objective to go and load a holotape into a computer terminal at a signal intelligence station, which is actually in the Savage Divide. And once you have done that, you'll be able to get your next quest in order to prove your worth to join the Enclave. And once you arrive at the signal intelligence base, you'll have to fight through quite a large army of robots in order to get to their main communications room. The robots themselves aren't too hard. There are some which are quite high level, such as level 30s and level 40s, but for the most part you are looking at maybe level 10 to level 15 protectrons, and also some laser turrets every now and then. And then once you have got through into the communications room, you'll need to insert the holotape that Modus gives you into the computer terminal there. Once you have loaded up that holotape into the terminal and then ran the program to download all the data back to the Enclave, it is time to leave. However, there will be some new enemies turning up now. You'll get some more Protectrons, and you'll also get some level 32 Mr. Gutsies, or Lieutenant Gutsies as I should say. And they are a bit tougher than you might actually expect normally, but if you're in a suit of power armor and you're at a good high level, you should have no trouble with them. I started all this quest in at level 36, and I had no real trouble at all with any other quests the Enclave have given me so far. But then once they are all dead, you can just fast travel straight back to the White Springs bunker. Now you're back at the White Springs bunker, you will have to go and pay another trip to Modus, and Modus will give you an uplink module once you meet him, or it as I should say, and then this is what you need to use in order to reconnect a satellite which is currently orbiting the Earth back to the Enclave, presumably so they can monitor communications and send signals or take digital imaging, etc. of West Virginia. And believe it or not, doing this part was actually far easier than the last part. In this part, you've only really got to deal with some scorched, and you've just got to get to the roof of the building, which they tell you to get to, so you can start the connection with the satellite back to West Virginia. Once you have made it onto the roof, throw the uplink module into the connection platform terminal, and then this will reinitiate the link between the satellite in orbit with the Enclave base, making Modus a very, very happy AI. But don't run away just yet, because they will actually send you a drop pod. They will give you a reward from orbit, and it is very, very cool to watch this little drop pod coming down, and it's got some nice goodies in there which you will want, including the ability to call in airstrikes from orbit, I believe. Once that is done, you can head back to the White Springs Resort and talk to Modus again, who will then inform you that you are now a member of the Enclave and you have access to various Enclave facilities, including some of the stuff which you will eventually need in order to start launching the nuclear weapons, which is very, very exciting. Something which I'm definitely looking forward to seeing is launching a nuke for the very first time, hopefully on live stream. And of course, another really good thing is that it gives you access to what is possibly the most stocked vendor in the entire game. And as far as I'm aware, it's the only place which sells the power armor station, which I definitely need. It's expensive. Maybe I'll come back later. So thank you very much for watching this guide on how to join the Enclave in Fallout 76. As I said, there's quite a lot of steps in order to actually become a member of the Enclave, and I think it's going to be worth it, because joining the Enclave is something that you really need to do if you want to eventually be able to launch nuclear weapons. Now, I don't know if you'll just naturally end up joining the Enclave as part of the main story. I imagine Bethesda would definitely want you to know about the Enclave and not just have them kind of be like a little secret thing in the game, if you follow me. But if you want to go ahead and do it early, you can follow this guide and you can join the Enclave straight away. You won't be able to immediately launch nuclear weapons and stuff like that. There's lots of other quests you need to do and lots of other things you need to get. before you can do that, but joining the Enclave is the first step you need to do in order to do it. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please make sure to check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. You yourself, of course, can also do the same, and I'll see you around. This has been the final render, and you've been the audience. Remember to subscribe for more Fallout 76 content right here.